Two breaking stories just dropped and left Browns fans caught between frustration and confusion. First came the official depth chart reveal. And yeah, it sparked plenty of debate. But what came next turned up the heat even more. One of the Kelce brothers made a comment that split the fan base, while the other went straight for the heart of Cleveland. And just when things couldn't get any weirder, GM Andrew Berry gave an interview that raised serious questions about who's really calling the shots in this organization. Something strange is happening in Cleveland. If you're a true Browns fan, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. The Browns dropped their Week 1 depth chart, and surprise, surprise, it's Joe Flacco under center to start the season. Yeah, 40-year-old Super Bowl champ, grizzled vet Joe Flacco. No drama there. But the shocker? Sitting at QB3 is the guy everyone's been buzzing about all offseason, Shedeur Sanders, right behind backup Dillon Gabriel, the rookie out of Oregon. And let's just say, folks are not thrilled. Now, if you've been anywhere near a football conversation in the last few months, you know Shedeur's name has been echoing through every mock draft, podcast, and hot take on the planet. He was supposed to be a first-round lock. Instead, he dropped all the way to the 5th round. 5th. It was wild. So wild that people started whispering about conspiracies and league politics like this was an NFL version of House of Cards. But here comes Jason Kelce, stepping in with a grounded take that hits like a cold splash of water. On the latest episode of New Heights, Kelce laid it out. It's not some grand plot, it's just football logic. Coaches roll with the guy they trust. And right now, that guy isn't Shedeur. Jason, a 13-year NFL vet who spent his career protecting QBs, said it plain. If the Browns felt Shedeur gave them the best chance to win, he'd be starting. But they trust Flacco more. It's that simple. He's not bashing Shedeur. Far from it. He's just calling out what's obvious to most coaches. Trust is everything. And Stefanski clearly trusts Flacco to manage games, run the offense, and not blow things up while the young guns learn the ropes. Of course, that didn't sit well with Jason's brother Travis, who slipped into full-blown Cleveland fan mode. Born and raised in Cleveland Heights, Travis is all in on the Shedeur dream. "I get it," he said, "but I want to see 12 go out there and sling it. The kid brings juice. He's electric. He showed flashes of being NFL ready in the preseason. And hey, he's not wrong. From a fan's perspective, watching Shedeur ball out would be 10 times more exciting than watching Joe methodically dink and dunk his way down the field. But Stefanski's not playing fantasy football. He's trying to win real games with real consequences. So safe and steady Flacco gets the nod. But here's where it gets spicy. Flacco hasn't exactly been Iron Man in recent years. Odds are he's gassed by week 5 or 6, maybe earlier. When that happens, who's stepping in? Gabriel's QB2 for now, but don't count Shedeur out just yet. What looked like a simple draft decision has exploded behind the scenes, with rumors, internal pressure, and a GM quote that made everything even more suspicious. So here's the real story behind why the Browns doubled down on quarterbacks this draft. Yep, even after snagging Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, they turned right around and traded up for Shedeur Sanders in the 5th. And ever since that happened, fans and insiders have been scratching their heads wondering, wait, why both? Well, GM Andrew Berry finally gave us a peek behind the curtain during a chat with William C. Roden of Anscape. And honestly, his answer makes more sense than the wild theories floating around. Berry said straight up that the Browns had Gabriel and Sanders rated similarly on their draft board. But when day 3 rolled around and Shedeur was still hanging out there in the 5th round, it wasn't about need anymore. It was about value. In our wildest dreams, we never thought Shedeur would be available, Berry said. He was just way too talented to pass up, so we grabbed him and figured we'd sort it all out later. Translation? Sometimes talent just falls into your lap, and if you're smart, you don't overthink it. Of course, that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from spinning out of control. One big theory? That team owner Jimmy Haslam strong-armed this pick, basically forcing Shedeur onto the roster. He's denied it, but that hasn't stopped local insiders like Tony Grossi from suggesting Haslam's fingerprints were all over the move. Eric Dickerson even stirred the pot more by claiming a very good source told him the Browns only picked Shedeur because someone made a call. Shady? Maybe. But Barry's not buying it. "We made a decision that we thought was best for the team," he said. "We're really happy to have Shedeur as part of the program. Simple, direct, no tinfoil hats required. But now that he's here, what's the plan?" As of now, Shedeur's locked in as QB3 heading into Week 1. Joe Flacco's the starter, Gabriel is the backup, and Shedeur's waiting in the wings. And yeah, no one's dropping hints about when or if Stefanski will unleash him against real NFL defenses this season. Flacco as QB1 feels safe, but not exciting. Shedeur sitting at QB3 feels like a waste. And if ownership really did interfere, that changes everything. If you want to see how this unfolds, subscribe to the channel and stick with us. The Cleveland saga is just getting started.